Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we've got a really important topic, social media, and how it's impacting our daily routines and productivity. Plus, I've got a guest speaker with me, Jasmine, who's a productivity coach. She's going to share her insights and solutions on how to manage social media better. Welcome, Jasmine.
Hey, thanks for having me. Social media is definitely something I talk about with a lot of my clients. It's such a double-edged sword, super useful, but also such a time sucker, right?
Exactly. I mean, how many times have we all gone on our phones to check just one thing, and then an hour later, we're deep into scrolling reels or reading comments on posts that we weren't even looking for? It's wild how it sneaks into our daily routine.
Oh, totally. And research actually backs this up. A study by Rescue Time found that people check their phones an average of 58 times a day, and nearly half of those sessions last under 30 seconds. But when you add it all up, it's a huge drain on productivity. Even those little interruptions add up over time.
Wow, 58 times a day. That's crazy when you think about it. And it's not just the time spent scrolling, it's also the impact on focus. When you're deep into work and you get a notification, it pulls you out of that focused state. It's hard to get back into the zone after that.
Yes, and it's called attention residue. According to research from the University of California, Irvine, every time we switch tasks or get distracted, our brain leaves a residue of attention on the previous task. This makes it harder to focus when we try to return to our original task. It can take about 20 to 25 minutes to fully regain focus after an interruption like a phone notification. This constant switching kills productivity.
That makes so much sense. And I think a lot of people don't even realize how much time and focus they're losing because of those small distractions. It's like social media is a silent productivity killer.
Exactly, it's sneaky. And it's not just focus, it also affects sleep. Studies show that using social media, especially before bed, can reduce the quality of your sleep. The blue light emitted by screens suppresses melatonin, a hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. A study from Harvard Medical School found that blue light exposure can delay sleep and make it harder to fall asleep, leading to less restful sleep overall.
I can totally relate to that. I've definitely had nights where I stayed up late scrolling and then felt groggy the next day. And when you're not well rested, your productivity tanks.
Exactly. The impact on sleep is huge. When you're sleep deprived, your brain functions at a lower capacity, making it harder to concentrate and get work done. It creates this cycle where you're less productive, which then stresses you out, and you turn to social media for relief, which further disrupts your sleep. It's a vicious cycle.
So true. But I know you've got some practical solutions to help us break that cycle. What can we do to manage our social media use without completely cutting it out?
Yes, and I want to stress that social media itself isn't the enemy, it's how we use it. Here are some research-backed strategies. Set time limits. Research from the University of Pennsylvania suggests that limiting social media use to about 30 minutes a day can significantly improve well-being and reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Many apps now let you set time limits to help control your usage. Designate social media windows. Instead of randomly checking your phone throughout the day, create specific times for social media. For example, you could check it during your lunch break and again in the evening. This helps you stay focused during the rest of your day and reduces the constant distractions. Turn off notifications. A study published in Computers in Human Behavior found that turning off non-essential notifications improves focus and reduces anxiety. When you aren't constantly being pinged by notifications, you're less likely to interrupt your flow. Create no-screen zones. One of the best ways to control social media use is to set boundaries, like no phones in the bedroom or during meals. The National Sleep Foundation recommends turning off screens at least 30 minutes before bed to improve sleep quality. This simple change can make a huge difference in both your sleep and productivity the next day. Practice mindful social media use. Research from the Journal of Applied Social Psychology shows that being more intentional with your social media use can reduce the negative effects it has on your well-being. So, before logging in, ask yourself why you're doing it. Are you bored? Avoiding a task? Knowing your motivation can help you use it more mindfully.
Those are fantastic tips, Jasmine. I especially like the idea of setting time limits and creating no-screen zones. It gives us more control over how much time we spend online, and it helps protect our focus and mental well-being.
Exactly. It's about creating healthy habits. When we use social media intentionally, we can actually enjoy it without letting it dominate our day. Plus, when you're more mindful, you're less likely to fall into that endless scrolling trap, which frees up more time for the things that really matter: your work, relationships, and even self-care.
That's such great advice. All right, folks, there you have it. Social media can impact your routine and productivity, but with the right strategies, you can regain control. Jasmine, thanks so much for sharing all this valuable research and insight. All right, everyone, that's it for today's episode. If you've got any thoughts or strategies on how you manage social media, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes like this one. Until next time, stay productive and keep scrolling mindfully.
Thanks for having me. It was great to be here.